Hello everybody, my name is Aceface. Some updates have actually come to Abyss sites, finally. Finally some updates to Abyss sites on the test server. So we've always been getting all these like cool new things, Abyss PvP, right? But now we've got some new updates to the Abyss PvE, and that is that there's two new filaments that have been added, and I'll go more into depth of my thoughts about this later. But there's two filaments. One is Tranquil, which is kind of like a tier 0. It's even easier than tier 1, and one is T6, tier 6, which is even harder than T5, the cataclysmic ones. So Tranquil are the easiest ones, and the cataclysmic now are the hardest ones. And also, the second change that's happened is that not only can you use 3 frigates and 1 cruiser to go into the Abyss, you can also use 2 destroyers. And I'm not actually sure if you're able to use the just Tech 3 destroyers. I'm pretty sure it'll only be Tech 2 destroyers, because I think it'll be pretty OP if the Tech 3 destroyers were allowed, because those are just out of the world, or so much better compared to the other destroyers. Anyway, we're going to be trying out the T6. This is the first time I'm ever trying this. I've never tested this before. I'm using my typical T5 running Gila that smokes T5s every day. It just runs them so quickly. I'll see how it holds up. Maybe we can be lucky and finish this. Let's see how the loot is. Maybe the loot is also going to be a lot better. Let's see about this. Okay, let's go. Activating the filament for the T6 with my T5 Gila. They say in the patch notes that even the most seasoned Abyss runners will have difficulty in the T6 filament. So I'm wondering what's going to go happen here. It's very interesting to see what's going to happen. All right, let's go. I wonder if we're doing electricals. Obviously, I just want to have that extra capacitor. Oh, there's a lot of enemies on grid. But the thing is, though, it doesn't seem like there's that much more. I mean, this is the typical sleep. It's just the same thing. It's the same wave, same everything. It's just that it seems like there's more, and it seems like you got the typical sleeper cruise wave. But the thing is, there's so many that I'm gonna play a bit safe. I'm gonna be actually using my MWD to just keep it ranged so that I'm a bit out of their firing range a bit more, so they don't just swarm me. I'm also going to take out the spearfishers and entanglers to be able to prevent them from just keeping me in place. Okay, they're a bit too far away. Actually, let's get a bit closer, because we're taking damage from the abyssal depths. Come on, the MWD turns so slow. Okay, why is it you're not getting back in? Come on, Gila, you're just turning so slow. Does it really turn that slow? I didn't know that my MWD turns that slow. I'm used to it being a bit faster than this, or a bit more maneuverable than this. Okay, bringing this in, take out these spearfishers, and we can now in range of our light missiles, which should be alright. When we've taken out all these entanglers, there's also a lot of E-War on the grid, actually, just a ton of E-War that can hold us in place. So we're going to have to take out these guys. It'll take forever to get through them. But it seems like we're holding pretty well. They're obviously not too close. I can't take the full damage, and also there's a lot of them dying as well, so the DPS is also going to be reduced. But it seems like stuff is going all right. Stuff is not going too bad. It's not like I was going to be nuked off the field. It's not like there's big dreadnought rooms. That's something I'm really curious to what's going to happen if there are these new how there's those Leshak rooms or those big dreadnought rooms. How are they going to do that? Are they removed from T5s, or are they going to be a new type of special one for T6s? I wonder what's going to happen there. Some potential upgrades I was thinking to the ship if I was going to use it for T5s is that you can see I'm using a C-type multi-speed and a C-type multi-spectrum shield hardener. I just replaced both of them to do A-types. That could be, something I could do. Also, something I think that will actually, now that I'm thinking about it, will be a big challenge is not the tank actually for these T6 filaments. It's actually the time, because there's just going to be so much EHP to get through. My T5 Gila that I'm using right now still does not have too big of an issue with the T5s. Sometimes on average is about 12 minutes, so you've got still a lot of minutes to spare. But I can imagine if you get really unlucky waves, you could maybe even die to time, and it'll be very hard. You'd maybe have to use a C3-X's or something, those to just maximize the amount of DPS, because it's going to be a lot of damage you're going to need to output to be able to do these in a reasonable or safe amount of time. Because I can imagine the amount of bling you would have to put on your ships to be able to run these filaments is going to be so off the charts that there's a lot at stake. You really do not want to lose your ship. It'll be a big hit to your wallet just by losing one of these T6 capable ships, unless someone figures out a really good cheap way. This Tachyon class making me go really fast. Okay, that was crap loot right there. 28. Actually, this is CC prices, or the test setup prices, so I'm not sure. Maybe it is actually good. I can't remember now how much crystalline isogen went for, the price of it. I think maybe it's quite good. I'm not sure. Let's see what we'll get from here. I'm just checking out the loot. I'm not going to tell taking it because the test server, so it doesn't really matter. Okay, let's see what we get from here. Tank is really good. We're not having any issues whatsoever, but I just worry about the time completion. So that's why probably it's better that we get a bit closer, that we're always doing missile damage to be able to maximize the amount of time it takes. You can see here we're approaching 5 minutes. 5 minutes is the time which I consider to be optimal for doing abyss sites if you're like trying to farm them consistently. 6.5 minutes is like the bare minimum, but like 5 minutes is like the optimal one, or like no longer than 5 minutes. Then you got that 5 minutes spare in case something goes wrong. So this seems, I think this is a good amount of ISK right here. This I'm not sure, but this feels like the numbers seem to be quite good. Let's see what we'll get from the bioadaptive cache actually. Okay, make sure that the drones are actually shooting because we have a limited amount of time. Okay, Tyrannosaurus Rex. You guys are going to go down straight after your buddies FPLs have been killed. So that's also something I'm interested to think about, is the prices of these cataclysmic filaments. It's going to be interesting. Also, I wonder if the EM resistances are going to be even less. No, it doesn't seem like that. We've got minus 50%. So there must be, there's like in Abyss sites, there's, you know, 2 resistance penalties. So you got usually in the lower tier ones is like 20 and 50%, and in the higher tier ones is minus 50 and minus 70%. But since we got minus 50% here, it must mean that the second one is minus 70%. So I can't imagine them being a minus 90%. That would be crazy. Minus 90% EM resist. You're gonna get nuked off the field if you're up against any. Sleeper cruisers actually do a bit of sleeper frigates. I think they do a bit of EM damage. So they'll go crazy on you. Okay, I don't think that was that great loot. But, you know, it's always an RNG factor here in the Abyss. Everything is an RNG factor on top of an RNG factor on top of another RNG factor. So you can't really... It's also hard to tell as well in the test server. All the prices are very low. Alright, so what was the time here? 6.5 minutes. Ooh. So this is definitely what is going to be the challenge here for doing these T6 filaments. Is going to be the time. Because this is not good time. If I keep doing every single wave at the speed that I've did this one, then I'm dead. The tank seems to be alright, but the damage is just not good. So maybe it could be possible to upgrade these light missiles to maybe faction types. That could be a possibility. The faction launchers, they're quite expensive, but they could give that extra DPS. Also maybe a C3-X. Then again, it's pretty hard with the CPU. The C3-X ballistic control systems, they give bonuses to drone damage and missile damage, so it's very useful. But they are very expensive, and also they use a lot of CPU, so you want to think about that when you're fitting them. These faction drone damage amplifiers use very little CPU. That's what's really good about them, because they do give a slight buff to the like damage of your drones, obviously, like compared over the normal Tech 2 drone damage amplifiers. But the main thing, in my opinion, that's good about these drone damage amplifiers is that they actually have really good CPU requirements, like really significantly better. If I was using Tech 2 drone damage amplifiers, I would not be able to use a drone link augmenter. And drone link augmenter helps a lot in terms of like getting my drones out and into the fight as quick as possible, because of my drone control range is greatly enhanced. Like anything in the site, I'm basically able to send my drones to. Without the drone link augmenter, I still have to like get a bit in range to be able to send the drones in, and that is potential wasted time there, which could also add up over time, especially in these T6 filaments where it seems like time is a big issue. Okay, let's recall the drones, recall everything. So absolute garbage time, really bad time. Also, another wave I can imagine being a bit deadly is Charybdis Tyrannus. I wonder how Mr. Charybdis or Mrs. Charybdis is doing in the T5 filaments. Oh, what the 4 lucid deep watches? That's gonna take forever to get through. This is definitely like time is going to be a big issue. But like, you know how Charybdis Tyrannus, I always talk about Charybdis Tyrannus being deadly because of the wrecking shots. So I wonder how much damage the T6 version of Charybdis Tyrannus is going to be. It's going to be crazy the amount of damage they do. It's going to be really like the wrecking shots from T6 Charybdis Tyrannus. They're just going to be off the chart. They're just going to nuke my shields. I really hope it doesn't go too crazy. Okay, let's go to this bioadaptive cache over here. Let's see if there's anything cool in here. And we definitely want to be moving. One of these lucid deep watches has the ability to kill a cataclysmic exotic right there. Okay, let's orbit at 20. So I can imagine a lot of the money from the T6s will probably come from the filaments. I can imagine a lot more T5 filaments drop here, and T5 filaments go for a lot. And I can imagine especially the T6 filaments are going to go for crazy amounts of prices. I'm also wondering like, how is this going to affect the other tier filaments? Like, it will make T5 filaments go down in price or something? We'll see what about that. Okay, I'm like, this is the amount of EHP I need to get through is too much. It's too much EHP. Or what is this? How much EHP did they expect me to get through? Oh my god, how much EHP? I think that the Vedmak waves shouldn't be too much of an issue because it's very easy to kite the DPS of the Vedmaks in an MWD. So far, the two things I worry for are Charybdis Tyrannus wrecking shots and time. Those seem to be the two issues with the T6s, because I don't think I have too bad of a tank for the other waves. Like you saw the sleeper wave, it was a lot more sleepers than usual, but it was quite easy to avoid damage and, you know, just wreck them before they can wreck me. Or as I said before, the Vedmaks, they do a lot of damage, but it'll be quite easy. They're very easy to kite them with an MWD. You can just keep outside of their weapon range, 20 to 30, 23 kilometer, 22 kilometer range. You're able to just out-track them and just they're not able to do any DPS at all to you, and it doesn't really matter how much tank you have, you're just able to avoid all damage. Okay, we need to be a bit closer to be able to use our light missiles actually, because as I said before, time is a big thing, so we need to just make sure we get a bit closer. The issue also with having 4 deep watches is that they all have remote reps. 4 is going to be like not like linearly differently stronger, but also quite a bit more stronger than the normal T5 or deep watch waves where you have 3, because each one gives remote reps. So there's going to be like another remote repping going on, and so that means that it's just going to be a lot more EHP to get through due to more remote repping going on. I can see that being a very big problem, because you can have a lot more HP to go through. That'll in turn make the lucid deep watches be alive a lot longer. If they're alive a lot longer, they're able to do a lot more remote repping. Okay, let's get a bit closer because I was going a bit out of the range of them, but they're going down now. This is almost dead. Let's just make sure we don't go directly at them. Let's wreck this guy right here. Let's go back. Always want to be moving when you're against lucid deep watches. Never stay still. They have very high, like they have battleships. Okay, remember that they're battleships. They'll do quite a bit of. Whoa, this speed boost is crazy. Did you see that speed boost right there? Imagine in frigates. Oh man, in a frigate, 3,000%. Oh, imagine the frigates in a dark site with that inertia boost. What the hell? That inertia booster made me go out from the abyssal depths. That's really annoying how it just made me just fly out. Now it's going to take me. That must have been why before in the beginning it took me a long time to get back in, because how it just chucked me out really fast. So it's just going to take me a long time to get back in. That's really cheeky right there. I can see that's really cheeky. Okay, let's get this. This guy's soon dead. What's the time? 7 minutes. Okay, we can maybe just about make it. Hope we make it. Oh, really? I don't know. I don't really know how I'm going to do this. If I want to do this in tranquility, like how am I going to make it reliably a way to get the time right? Maybe it's not even going to be reliable, to be honest. No, not the speed boost, not the speed boost, not the speed boost. No, the speed boost. You can't even see. I can't like see it. Maybe it's this cloud, this like whitish cloud over here. That is maybe it. Okay, we're gonna get a speed boost that's gonna launch us directly to the transfer conduit. Hopefully, let's see. Will it launch us to it? Yeah. There we go. Whee! That's good. It helps a bit with the travel time. That's really nice. Okay, next site going in. Last one. Yeah. Let's see how this goes. Last wave. Ooh, what's this? What's this? This is a new wave. We've got Angel cartel ships here. Oh, this is a new wave. We have to get out of range because they're going to nuke us so much. They're nuking us a lot. Wow, these are Angel cartel ships in the abyss. I never would have expected to see that. I need to get out of this orange cloud. There's a big orange cloud. Where do we get? This is what I don't like about the orange clouds. They can be really big sometimes. Okay, we need to get all these frigates off me. Where the neuters are there. Oh, there's. Okay, we may have to deactivate our MWD because this is actually crazy what's going on. Let's go for the cruisers because they're probably going to do a lot more DPS. Let's go for these guys. Make our way towards the origin conduit. We may have to deactivate our MWD to get a bit of capacitor because we're taking a lot of damage, neuting damage. You can see here we've got the orange cloud, and also we've got all these neuters over there. This is going to be quite deadly. Okay, but it doesn't seem like the damage is too bad. Damage is not that bad actually. I can imagine they're doing a lot of explosive damage, right? No, they're doing EM damage as well. Okay, they're doing a bit of Omni damage, so never mind. I thought Angel cartel ships tend to do like the explosive damage, so they like really I've got high explosive resistance. Yep, you see that crazy explosive resistance. I don't think it'll be much of an issue to tank them, but they seem to be doing a bit of all the different damage. Okay, they're doing a bit of explosive damage. But you see they're doing a bit of EM as well, so they're doing a bit of everything. Okay, let's go here. This is not actually that hard, actually. These guys, they seem to be dying quite quickly. Especially the cruisers. The cruisers are probably the ones that are going to have the most amount of DPS. Okay, so it seems like Capacitor is stable enough that I don't even have to deactivate or turn offline my MWD, because if we turn off my MWD, then I have an even better capacitor, because MWDs in general, just having one active is like not even turned on but just online, is making your capacitor smaller. So if I were to just put it offline like this, then it'll make my capacitor slightly bigger and it'll help me resist nukes a bit more. But that's only for extremely emergency situations, never for normal use, because you have to wait until to turn it back on. You have to wait until your capacitor is like 95%. That takes actually quite a long time, significant amount of time. You'll actually waste a lot of time doing that. Okay, let's go for the cruisers. Then after that, we just go for these frigates. The frigates seem to take quite a long time. They're probably really fast, because Angel cartel ships are known for going really fast. Okay, and they also tend to have a pretty small signature radius, especially the Dramiel type of ship. Angel, Abyssal, Medusa, Abyssal, Dramiel. This is strange. I wonder. Oh wait, we're going to lose an infiltrator. No. I've never heard anything about the Angel cartel actually going into Abyssal dead space. I thought that the Sancha because they've mentioned in the lore that Sancha and Sanation have infiltrated Abyssal dead space back when Abyssal dead space came out in 2018, but they've never actually shown the Sancha's nation, so I thought maybe that would be a faction that they would introduce, but I've never heard anything about the Angel cartel though. Abyssal Ixion right here, just take him out right there. He's almost dead. Let's see, that time is 3 minutes, so we'll maybe just about get through this T6 hopefully. Seems like tank was not really an issue, just time is the big issue. Okay, and we can also activate our MWD just to get a bit faster, so we're at the gate straight away, and we'll just go and wreck these frigates. There's also blue cloud, so it'll probably help, but it's not like right on me, it's a bit over there, so I'm not, if we were to have the blue cloud just right on these frigates, it would make it a lot easier to actually get the frigates down quicker, because they're just too small. They're too small. Okay, they're going down quickly. That wasn't too fast. I thought it was quite slow. It felt like the frigates in the beginning were really slow. It doesn't seem like they're doing any remote reps, so that's good. That's at least good, because it feels like almost everything in the Abyss has remote reps. Like the Sleepers have remote reps, Triglavians have remote reps. Feels like a lot of things have remote reps. Even the rogue drones have remote reps, some of them. Got quite a lot of loot there. That's worth quite a bit. Let's go and kill this. Alright, so it seems like we're going to actually complete the T6. I'm really happy about that. That's really cool, at least knowing that the T5 ship we have is somewhat capable of you doing the T6s, but the thing is, obviously it's not probably going to be reliable. I definitely do not want to risk using this ship in a T6, because I can imagine that I'm going to get unlucky waves and I'm just going to die to time. It will really be pathetic, and I can't really think of, and then I cannot really think of ways to boost the DPS pretty significantly. I mean, I could use probably some boosters. Maybe I could use some better implants. I've got like level 3 missile implants, so that helps a bit with the damage, but maybe I could boost that, but still then it's very little that I can do about it. And you see, this is really tight. 1 minute to spare. We'll see about that. Anyway, that's it for the T6. First run I've ever done. Luckily it was complete using my T5 Gila. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe. I'll catch you guys later.